Today, we're continuing our journey through A Long Walk to Water, a powerful story set in Sudan. The novel follows two young people living in different time periods, but connected by the same desperate struggle to survive. Both children are suddenly pushed into situations that will completely change their lives. For Naya's family, it becomes a desperate fight to save Akir's life. For Salva, it becomes another painful reminder that survival during war can change everything in an instant. Let's first look at Nia's story. Akir is becoming weaker and weaker because of the contaminated water. She is so sick that she cannot even cry anymore. In places without medicine or clean water, illnesses like this can be extremely dangerous, especially for young children. Naya's family now faces an impossible choice. Should they stay where they are and hope Akir gets better, or risk a long journey to a clinic that she may not even survive? Meanwhile, back in 1985, Salva wakes up to another heartbreaking loss. His friend Mariel, the boy who helped him feel less alone, has disappeared during the night. There are only a few drops of blood left behind. Salva quickly realizes what most likely happened, and the truth is horrifying. Imagine what this would feel like for a child. Salva has already been separated from his family because of war, and now he has lost the only friend he made on the journey. From this point on, fear follows him everywhere. Every sound in the grass and every shadow in the darkness suddenly feels dangerous. For both Naya and Salva, the only choice is to keep moving forward, and in these chapters, walking becomes more than just traveling from one place to another. Every step becomes a battle against fear, exhaustion, and hopelessness. Naya's family finally decides they must take the risk and travel to the clinic. The journey is long and exhausting, and Akir's life depends on reaching help in time. Every mile feels like a race against the clock. For Salva, his uncle Jewer becomes his source of strength. Salva is frozen with fear after losing Mariel, but his uncle calmly encourages him to keep going. He reminds Salva that he has a gun and can help protect the group. Those simple words give Salva just enough courage to continue walking. Eventually, Salva's group reaches the Nile River, the longest river in the world. But here, the Nile is so wide that it looks almost like a giant lake stretching across the land. Once again, the group faces another obstacle that seems almost impossible to cross. What happens next is truly incredible. The group has almost no tools or supplies, yet they work together for 2 full days, cutting papyrus reeds and weaving them into canoes. Using only teamwork and determination, they create a way to cross the river and continue their journey. This becomes an important turning point for Salva. For the first time in a while, he feels useful instead of helpless. The hard work gives him purpose and helps distract him from his fear and grief. Little by little, he begins to feel stronger again. After so many difficult challenges, both stories finally give us a small moment of relief. For a short time, both Naya and Salva experience something they have not felt in a long while: hope. For Naya, that moment comes when they finally reach the clinic. After only a few doses of medicine, Akir begins laughing again. Imagine how emotional that moment must feel for the family. Hearing Akir laugh means she is finally getting better. Salva finds his own peaceful moment on an island in the Nile River where there is plenty of food. His uncle gives him a piece of sugarcane, and the sweet taste reminds Salva of home, his father, and the life he had before the war began. For a brief moment, he feels comfort again. But in this story, peaceful moments never last very long. As soon as one problem is solved, another challenge quickly appears. At the clinic, the nurse gives Naya's mother an important instruction. She explains that the family should boil their water to make it safe to drink. It sounds simple at first, but for Naya's family, it is much more difficult than it seems. The nurse says they must boil the water long enough to count to 200, but Naya's family collects such small amounts of water that much of it would disappear while boiling. This shows the painful difference between knowing the solution to a problem and actually being able to do it. Salva's peaceful moment also comes to an end. When night falls on the island, huge clouds of mosquitoes rise from the water and attack the group. The insects bite them all night long, making it impossible to sleep. By the end of these chapters, neither story truly reaches safety. Instead, both characters are left facing new and frightening challenges waiting ahead. Naya now knows how to make water safer for her sister, but she also knows how difficult that will be for her family. And Salva, after surviving the Nile River, now stands at the edge of the enormous Akobo Desert, one of the hardest parts of his journey yet. And this brings us to one of the most important ideas in the story. How do people keep moving forward when every challenge is followed by another one? Through both Naya and Salva, the novel shows us the incredible strength of human perseverance, the ability to keep going, even during the hardest moments imaginable. So, chapters 7 and 8 show us that survival is never simple for Naya and Salva. Just when things begin to improve, new dangers appear. So, let's continue the story and dive into chapters 9 and 10 of A Long Walk to Water. See you!
If you'd like more personalized feedback, writing support, and discussion sessions, they're available with me or with our selected tutors. All the details are here.